This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, launched today the National Search and Rescue Centre (NSRC) at the Dubai Air Show. The new body will report to the Supreme National Security Council. To be based in Abu Dhabi, the NSRC is the first of its kind in the UAE. It will be in charge of all search and rescue operations in these states, applying the highest standards of the International Civil Aviation Authority and the International Maritime Organization. The inauguration of the centre was attended by His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hazza bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the National Security Advisor, His Highness Sheikh Tahnoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Deputy National Security Advisor, and a number of senior officials. Mubarak Falah Al-Qahtani, the Director of Operations and spokesman for the NSRC, said the setting up of the centre was upon the directives of the UAE President and in accordance to the Federal Decree No. 4 of year 2013 to provide the search and rescue services and implement the UAE policy regarding the mandatory procedures to manage such and implement such services. The UAE is taking a lead role in a new electric vehicle era in the GCC as the region's first conference and exhibition dedicated to the latest developments in electric and hybrid vehicle technology got underway in Dubai yesterday. Held under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Rashid Ahmed bin Fahad, the UAE Minister of Environment and Water and Chairman of ESMA, the International Conference on Future Mobility is organized by Messe Frankfurt Middle East and hosted by the Emirates Authority for Standardization and Metrology. According to the Director General of ESMA, His Excellency Abdullah Al-Ma'ini, the conference offers a unique opportunity to promote the wide-scale usage of electric and hybrid vehicles, but at the same time, the right regulatory framework, potential consumer incentives, and necessary infrastructure needs to be applied. Mohammed bin Sulayem, the President of ATC UAE and one of the keynote speakers at the conference, pointed out that the electric and hybrid car is a relatively new concept in the automotive industry in the Middle East, but the positive impact and environmental solutions offered by this concept make it imperative for all the concerned parties to work on setting an effective strategy that can contribute in spreading it in the near future.
As an Emirates Authority for Standardization, we are organizing this event under title of Innovation in Hybrid and Electric Vehicles. Our aim of organizing such event is to bring to UAE the latest technology, the latest innovation in vehicles, and to promote this kind of vehicles in our market in UAE and even GCC countries.
Nobody can ignore the new technology. Nobody can ignore the hybrid cars anymore. It's a matter of time. If you ignore it in this region, you will be behind, and then it will be very hard to catch. And when you said it is slower, I mean, electric cars are very impressive. Now, yes, they don't have that roar, they don't have that combustion chamber engines, which it makes you feel the power of it. But after driving cars with electric cars, that's over 700 horsepower, and some now all, I would say, the top super sport cars are hybrid also, which you can see there. And I believe also the UAE is leading an innovation, and to host the first conference is something which was due.
The two-day summit featured more than 200 delegates, including government authorities, regulators and international thought leaders, while a showcase of eco-friendly vehicles were on display from major manufacturers such as Toyota, Lexus, Renault, General Motors and Porsche. Other high-profile speakers at the International Conference on Future Mobility include engineer Fahad Mohammed Saeed Harib, the Director of Air Quality at the UAE Ministry of Environment and Water, who tackled some of the potential incentives that the ministry is currently considering.
For now, we're looking at quite simple incentives where we're looking at, let's say, for instance, free parking. We're looking at sort of road taxes and tolls and seeing what we can do to maybe curb them. We're looking at registration fees of the vehicles, and we're looking at the customs taxes as well, the import tax, the 5% import tax. So these are the things that we're currently tackling. Now, one might think, okay, that's, how much is it going to add up to at the end? It'll come up to a decent amount initially, but when you think about it in the long run, buying an electric vehicle or let's say a hybrid vehicle will save you anyway just on your fuel costs?
Well, it's probably the lead hybrid car in the world. It's sold over 8.4 million vehicles, and in some countries it's very, very popular. It takes a little time for people to appreciate the benefits of hybrid, but we know that here, in a very tough environment for hybrid vehicles with our heat and humidity and dust, that we've seen the technology being very well developed and suitable for the environment. So you're going to see Toyota Priuses on the roads of Dubai.
Awqaf and Minors Affairs Foundation has donated 590,000 dirhams to the Dubai Education Zone as part of its priority to activate the role of its Righteousness and Piety Endowment Fund. Commenting on the donation, His Excellency Tayyab Al-Rais, the Secretary General of AMAF, stated that Waqf has historically been a main source of funding for many educational and cultural projects in Arab and Islamic societies. However, it is less active today than it used to be. His Excellency added that through this initiative, the Foundation seeks to reactivate the role of Waqf in supporting the pillars of sustainable development, especially in education. A UAE-based Centre for the Early Detection, Prevention and Treatment of Children's Learning Difficulties has officially opened in Dubai earlier today. Brio was inaugurated by His Excellency Hisham Al-Shirawi, the second Vice Chairman of Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and participants of Tejar Dubai Entrepreneurship Development Programme, as well as industry specialists. A first of its kind in Dubai, the centre's mission is to treat and support young children from 0 to 8 years old with learning difficulties in their integration into the schooling system using a systematic and holistic approach for their development. Adopted by Tejar Dubai, an initiative of Dubai Chamber to support entrepreneurship development, Brio aims to support the community and raise awareness on the importance of early prevention and childhood development. According to the management, research shows that children's development is greatly affected by early detection and prevention, as human brain development is greatest in early childhood, with 85% of brain development occurring before the age of 5. The centre provides several development programs, including speech therapy, psychomotor therapy, family and kids coaching, educational psychology, as well as emotional psychology.
According to the statistics from the Community Development Department, that 15% of the population, suffers from some form of difficulty or are handicapped in some sort. And the people with the special needs are actually a lot more than that.
Children who have learning difficulties, their brains, I always say that, their brains are wired sort of in a different way, but it makes them special. And if you can't teach your child the traditional way of teaching, we'll support you to teach him his own way. So we take the child the way that he wants to learn, not the way that the system runs, the normal system runs. And that's how we work, more or less.
First alarming thing is to observe your child if he's playing properly. If he's not really playing properly and interacting properly with adults or children, you should be alarmed, because a child develops normally through playing. So you need to observe his playing skills. His attention, if he's really hyperactive because his attention span is really short, is he really passive? And if he has delay in motor skills, like in walking or running or using his hands for daily routine activities.
A new service for drivers involved in minor accidents to get a police report in 3 minutes has been launched. The pilot service has begun at Rashidiyah Police Station and will be available at all Dubai police stations if successful. That's according to Brigadier Saeed Hamad bin Sulaiman, the director of Rashidiyah Police Station. According to police, minor accidents represent 82% of the total number of road accidents reported to the Rashidiyah Police Station this year. As such, according to police, streamlining the process of obtaining the police report should take drivers only 3 minutes to register an accident and get a police report instead of the current average of 25 minutes. Under pilot service, once the operations room received a report of a minor accident with no casualties, a caller is asked to head to the police station and is guided through the service without getting out of their vehicle. The process involves a member of staff taking a picture of the car, and the transaction is completed using a smartphone, with the report sent directly to the driver by email or text message. The Road and Transport Authority has started work to build cycle paths in several residential communities in Dubai. According to a local report, the CEO of Strategy and Corporate Governance at RTA stated that the project aims to encourage the cycling culture in the Emirate, with cycle paths planned to be built in areas including Al-Mizhar, Mirdif, Al-Warga, As-Safuh, Sakim, Jumeirah and Al-Barsha. The move to include cycling tracks in Dubai communities is a part of the Bicycle Master Plan launched in 2012, which aims to build and maintain 900 kilometers of cycle paths across the city by 2020. The authority's representative added that additional areas are also being considered for future cycle paths, including Dubai area, as well as Discovery Garden, Al Furjan Green Community Village and Dubai Investment Park. And finally, in the bulletin, hundreds of young people joined the Road to Sustainability through a conference this week organised by youth group Green Hope in Dubai to help young people in the adoption of 17 Sustainable Development Goals recently announced by the United Nations during the 70th session of its General Assembly in New York. The day-long conference titled SDG 2030, The First Steps, was hosted by the AMLED School in Dubai and brought 250 budding environmentalists together from schools in Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, as well as a delegation of students from Indian school Muscat who flew in for the day. Ms. Ida Talish, the Director General of Emirates Wildlife Society Worldwide Fund, was the chief guest who spoke of the urgent need for biodiversity conservation, considering the fact that global wildlife populations have declined by 52% in just 40 years. The 250 young attendees were also given the privilege to listen to a video message from Mr. Jacob van Uexkol, founder of the World Future Council and the Right Livelihood Award, also known as the Alternative Nobel Prize. Mr. Jacob said that there can be no human development nor human rights unless we preserve a livable planet. Humans need biodiversity and livable temperature range to survive. The conference also featured a panel discussion on how important are the SDGs in the lives of young people who are the future generations. To commemorate the event, the attendees planted 300 Jatropha saplings as green statement demanding climate justice.